Let's talk about your starter. She's not dead. She's dramatic. There's a difference. What you've got in that jar is a living ecosystem. Wild yeast and lactic acid bacteria working together, doing what they've done for thousands of years. And she's got a personality. Demanding some days, moody others. Occasionally, she'll do something you didn't see coming. She talks to you in bubbles, in smells, and in mysterious puddles of liquid. That's her whole vocabulary. Here's the rule. Treat her like a low-maintenance pet. She doesn't need walks. She needs food, warmth, and a little patience. Now let's talk about temperature, because this is where most people go sideways without knowing it. Below 75 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 24 Celsius, your starter gets sluggish. The rise slows way down, and the bacteria start running the show, which gives you a sharp, harsh kind of sour. Above 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius, she runs hot. Peaks early, burns through her food, and the yeast gets stressed out. The sweet spot is between 75 and 82. Active, predictable, balanced. Yeast and bacteria working in harmony. Warmth makes a starter faster and easier to schedule around. Find yourself a cozy spot. On top of the fridge, near the coffee maker, anywhere that runs a few degrees warm. Now, the feeding cycle. You mix equal parts starter, flour, and water by weight, 1 to 1 to 1. At the start, it looks like a thick paste and nothing's happening. Then comes the climb. Bubbles forming, structure building. Then the peak. She's doubled, she's domed on top, and this is your bake zone. 4 to 8 hours after a feeding if she's sitting in that Goldilocks range. Then the crash. Food's gone, the structure collapses, hooch starts to form on top. Here's what I want you to take from that. Bake near the peak, not after the decline. All right, let's walk through the first 7 days. Days 1 and 2 are the flour and water wetting. Mix 50 grams of whole wheat or rye flour with 50 grams of water in a straight-sided jar. That's it. It's going to look like glue. Day 1, it smells like wet flour. Day 2, maybe a little sweet. Here's the honest part. This stage is boring. Nothing exciting happens. Stir it on day 2 to get some air in there, and don't panic. Day 3 is the swamp monster phase. She's going to look like a science experiment gone wrong. She'll smell like old apples or funky gym socks, and a dark liquid called hooch shows up on top. Every single person thinks they've killed it right here. You haven't. What you're smelling is the wild bacteria fighting it out for territory. That's normal. That's the process. Do not toss her. Pour off the liquid, discard half, and feed her 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water. She's not gross. She's fermenting. Days 4 through 6, you start building momentum. The texture turns into bubbly pancake batter. The smell shifts to something pleasant, kind of like yogurt, and she starts doubling between feedings. Keep the rhythm consistent. Discard down to 50 grams, feed 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water. Same time every day if you can manage it. If she's dragging her feet, stir in about 10 grams of rye flour. It's like a shot of espresso for your culture. Day 7 is the moment of truth. You're looking for a starter that's doubled in volume with strong bubbles. Drop a spoonful gently into a cup of water. If it floats, you're ready to bake. If it sinks, feed her one more time and give it another 12 hours. And listen, not every starter is ready in exactly 7 days. Some take 10, some take 14. Read the culture, not the calendar. Now let me give you a translator so you know what she's telling you. Healthy looks like this. Smells pleasant. Lots of bubbles. Rises 2 to 3 times. Keep doing what you're doing. Hungry looks like liquid on top. Flat, sharp smell. She ran out of food. Pour off the hooch and feed her 1 to 1 to 1. Overripe means she rose and fell already. Very sour, thin texture. You waited too long. Feed her 1 to 2 to 2 so you catch her next time. And then there's contamination. Fuzzy pink, orange, or black spots. That one's not a rescue. say goodbye. Don't taste it. Toss it and start fresh. That last one is rare. The other 3 cover almost everything you'll run into. And if you've neglected her for a while and you think she's gone, try this before you give up. Ignore the dark hooch on top. Scrape past that neglected surface and go looking for the surviving yeast underneath. It's usually still there. Then shock her. 10 grams of starter, 10 grams of flour, 10 grams of water. Every 12 hours until the bubbles come back. Move her into that 75 to 82 degree range while you're at it. And if she's still stubborn after 3 days, add a half teaspoon of honey or a splash of apple juice to wake the yeast up.
Here's what I want you to walk away with.
Sourdough isn't about following strict rules. It's about understanding a living system. Some days she'll thrive. Some days she'll be a diva. Your job is to read her signals, adjust her environment, and trust the process. If you want to go deeper than this, starter troubleshooting, bulk fermentation, shaping, scoring, all of it, come find us at Crust and Crumb Academy on School. It's the #1 bread baking community on the platform, and it's where bakers come not to get likes, but to get better. The link is in the description. Come bake with us.